Hello and welcome to Glan-Y-Gors Park in North Wales for round 4 of the 2021 Ultimate Karting Championship. Set close to Snowdonia National Park, Glan-Y-Gors is a stunning destination venue for karters from all across the UK who just love the mix of fast and slow corners. And excitingly, the largest elevation change of any kart track anywhere in Europe. It's some 24 feet from the dummy grid just down the way over there to the top of the exit up here at Turn 2. It really is a cracking venue and it's going to deliver the karting action to match. Karting really is a great training ground for any young driver making their way in motorsport. And one team who understands this really well is Argenti Motorsport, founded by Mercedes Formula One sporting director Ron Meadows, whose son Oliver Meadows runs in senior Rotax in kart number 88. I caught up with him earlier to have a chat and ask about his motivation for founding the team.
It came about because my younger son, who was just 15 and a half at the time, said he would like to go karting. And we've been karting with my eldest son 15 years previously, and I know what it's like in the paddock, and I wanted the right environment for him. So we started, and I thought, well, why don't we give it a go at trying to be a team and making a nice surrounding and trying to help some of the guys move forward and give them the gain of my experience, I suppose. So yesterday was a lovely day. Today it's been a bit miserable. Hopefully tomorrow's bright again, but no, we're pretty confident, and the guys are enjoying driving around the track. It's quite unique because it looks wet, but it's actually quite grippy, so you could easily destroy your wet. So it's making those decisions in the race that could cost you. We don't run a especially big team. Here we've only got 4 drivers. Maximum we have 8 when we go to British Championship type stuff. But they all work with each other, look at the data, and the junior times compared to senior is very close. So we've got 4 people looking at the same laptop at the moment.
And excitingly as well this weekend, you've got Sophie Kinghorn under the tent, and that's only come about, I think, in the last week or so.
We've been watching Sophie for a few races, and we approached her father probably 10 days ago and said, why didn't you try the kart? He tried it, he loved it, enjoyed the environment, asked could he come with us, and yeah, I've always wanted to have a girl in the team, and she looks like she's got a very bright future.
I'm Sophie Kinghorn, number 83 for junior Rotax. I started when I was 6, just in a Bombino, but there was no Bombino racing in Scotland. So we just done a bit of testing, a bit of practicing and everything. And then when I got to the age of 8, we done my first race in a Honda Cadet. So we just kind of went from there and just continued doing our thing, I guess.
You got a phone call, I think, was it 10 days ago from Argenti Motorsport? Ron phoned your dad up and said, would Sophie like to come and race with us this weekend?
I was really excited about it because they're a good team. And they've just been so good to us. Like, they've kept us in the right setup, so I feel really welcome in the team.
This week was quite exciting for the team. George Russell came along and did a test with us. I think he was sat at the airport waiting to fly back from Greece and said, are you out next week? I'd like to go to PF or Wilton. And so he came along, loved it, and by second or third session he was on the money, and it was fantastic the way he worked with all our team members. Not just the drivers, but also the mechanics, and having a laugh. And I think he's good to go for Spa now.
On Wednesday, we were at Wilton Mill, and we found out that George Russell was going to be there as well. So it was really good meeting him. He was like a really nice guy. He spoke to me a lot, how he grew up around racing, and it was really good.
Well, before we get underway this weekend, let's take a look back at the action and talking points from round 3 at Lark Hall.
He's right there, back on terms, up on the inside. Have some of that. Spantwick's got that. Oh no! Spantwick collides with Taylor Orridge, and they've both gone off. Taylor Orridge has actually cut the circuit through the barriers. Brad Thompson's there on the inside. This isn't over. Hobson's all over the back. Off the road goes Bishop. Brad Thompson snatches the lead. Hobson. Here goes Hobson. Big dive. Brad Thompson comes back at him. What a finish to this race this is. Hobson's held it. That is amazing, and now Bishop is going to get his launch on the inside of his teammate Brad Thompson, and that's Ashton Wiggins. Where did he come from? Victory though for Jack Hobson. On board with Archie Clark as we go through turn. Oh, contact! Lorenzo Caudle's been spat out of the queue. The chases down Zaki Hussein and running wide. Stilp's gone off. Big move on the inside. Gabe Stilp into second place past Sam Shaw. Doughty, Wainwright and Gohill, they're getting very close together as they battle away. Whoa! Gohill goes around and into the barriers goes the 36 of Tom Wainwright. Wainwright gets well out of the way and it's given Caudle the move on Archie Clark. Connor Duncan absolutely sweeps all before him at Larkhall. That one means the world to him. Here comes Greenall on the inside of Luke Watts. We are not waiting around at Larkhall. Oh, what's he slowing? What's he slowing? Oh no, has he lost the chain? Whatever it might be, Watts is out. Here we go, on the inside, Greenall launches. That was inevitable. He has been building up to this for a while. Oliver Greenall has snatched it. Excellent race, brilliant, dictatorial in the apexes. So this is definitely going to be a happy hunting ground if he's got anything to say about it. Ashcroft's going for the lead though. Drummond alongside Moore. Moore is keeping his foot in and cuts across on Zach Drummond. You are not having an easy overtake on me today. Making the way through, nicely done on the inside of Morgan Moore. Morgan Moore's got to be careful because here comes Jensen Graham now up the inside. That'll do nicely, P3. Jensen Ackerman just stabs on the brakes a little bit too much. The rear wheels lock and it's so easy to spin the car around. Up to the hairpin. And this is going to be tight. Moore is trying to come around the outside of Ashcroft as well. Ashcroft right in behind Drummond. Drummond is going to protect this inside line like crazy. They touch each other. Moore is down the inside. Ashcroft waits, gets on the power, drives past them both. And Parker is through as well. Brilliant from Ashcroft. Wisdom from Sky Parker, just waiting for the chance. Moore down on the inside of the final turn, drifts wide. Drummond's going to get the podium, but it's Ashcroft who wins from Sky Parker and Zach Drummond. But Rory Armstrong leading the way, the man who absolutely is breaking all the records for mileage travel in the 2021 season of karting. What a phenomenal drive this has been from Rory Armstrong in the last couple of laps to get rid of the pressure and take the checkered flag. Better launch initially from Leon Hastie. Hastie has the inside line though. Is that going to be enough? He's still there. He's still there to the inside line and he gets some support from Cole Denham. And through they go past the fast starting Lucas Blanford.
And here goes Cole Denham, and this is why he's going for the lead, Jake. Now he wants the lead because he knows he's under pressure from behind.
And he's now back. Look, he's trying to back Hastie into Blanford. He wants Blanford to make the overtake for second place. They're both going to drift wide. Blanford's got them both. Lucas Blanford takes the lead with only a couple of laps to spare.
He goes through to the lead and Denham goes through with him. And just like that, Blanford's back to third again.
The officials are actually investigating Leon Hastie for gaining an unfair advantage. Into the final lap. Wolford on the inside of Friend. Oh no, he's going to go into the barriers. Oh dear. Now that is almost certainly going to be an instant red flag. He's actually going to be third because Hastie has got a penalty. Here's Fairbrother chasing down Dylan Mackay. Oh, he's not going to come from that far back, is he? He is, you know. Excellently done in the right-hander. So is this going to be the move from Kinghorn? Throws it up the inside. Oh, just couldn't quite get the traction through the mid-apex there. Oh, up and over. That was a bit of a rodeo run for Max Taylor. He's managed to land it on the four wheels, though. Look at this squabble, and it's all gone wrong. There is Aaron Mackay. He's gone in with Reece Duffy. What a shame, and that is exactly what we were talking about. It's so easy to get wide, and it's so easy to hit that barrier. Kinghorn's got third, and this is how she did it. She's managed to do that at the same time that accident was going on. Kinghorn in the final turn, textbook manoeuvre. This is not going to be easy to sort out. Reece Bailey has pressure from Pullen up the inside in the hairpin. It's all gone wrong. Oh, Pullen and Bailey, they ran out of space to play with each other, and it's all ended in tears. What a shame. Is there going to be a chance? King Odd's going to try on the inside. Mackay shuts the door. Fairbrother still trying to keep that door firmly shut. A little bit of a nudge. Come on, you're holding me up. Is this going to be the chance? They're going to connect with each other. But it's Dan Ginchard that takes a dominant victory. Epic work from Ginchard. Who's going to get second? Will Fairbrother just about be able to hang on to it? Oh, yes, he does. Here comes Turner trying to make his move on Harvey. He's going to do it nice and early. Should be straightforward. Louis Harvey trying to hang on. He's gone wide, and that's Hunter, Rennie, and Chrissy Millar through. Oh, John Knox nearly joined in. He's going to do it on the exit, though. Harvey goes wide again. Harvey on the inside, follows in behind Himera at the expense of Ewan McKenna. Watch to the far side, we almost lost the place to James Lingard, reigning Ultimate Karting Champion, of course. Whoa, big launch from Dunsmore. Gilbert's got the inside line for the next corner, though, so it's still looking good for Gilbert. Can Hunter get up to the inside line? That is such a hard move to pull off.
How clean do you like your racing? Because that is the overtake of the season for me so far for the lead. Brilliant, brilliant move. Kai Hunter going for the lead, has squeezed these six together as each makes the same move in the same turn, Jake.
Machi Himera's got one last chance here on Eads. Will he squeeze through? Yes, he does. Louis Harvey's got there. Knox is trying to fight back. Oh, and Knox goes, and he takes off Chrissy Millar with him. Victory for Kai Hunter in front of Lewis Gilbert.
Coming up after the break, we'll get things underway with our first final of the weekend, the Junior Rotax. And after a very wet practice session yesterday, everyone here will be looking forward to a fast, dry racing line today. See you in 2. Welcome back to Glan-Y-Gors. Let's kick things off by taking a look at the Junior Rotax pre-final.
It'll be Gustav Uzakov and Stephen Duncan on the front row from Dan Ginchard and Connor Leishman, Scott Lapsley and Cahal Clark fresh from his European activities, Joe Garraway and Cruz Speakman from Gabe Fairbrother and Nathan Smith. Further back, Lucas Jex and Henry Beaumont, then Alex Duncan and Harry Pullen, and a fabulous field of drivers all the way down to Sam Ardolino in 27th place. This is going to be a good one. Here we go, through to the first corner and up the hill already. It's a great start out front for Stephen Duncan. He gets the whole shot as they head up towards the spoon for the first time, and already a big lunge forward as Dan Ginchard gets into second position. He's not going to be waiting around for long as the 49 runs into second position, and there goes the 69 car. That's Cruz Speakman. What a start for him in third.
Stephen Duncan the leader, Dan Ginchard there in second. That's the first time all season, Jake, we've seen him in second. This is the first pre-final we filmed, of course. He had a problem in an earlier heat. I think he finished in the top 10, but it had a bit of an issue, and that's put him on P4 for this pre-final. Of course, where you finish this pre-final, and he's won all of the pre-finals and finals this season, where you finish this pre-final is where you start the final coming up in the next part of this programme.
Well, he's not going to be hanging around, is he? He's already right on the tail of Stephen Duncan, going for the lead. That did not take long at all as Dan Ginchard takes the lead of the race on the second lap around, the Argenti Motorsport wonder kid, and he is absolutely on it. But third position, Cruz Speakman is already starting to get close to Stephen Duncan as well. Then you've got Lapsley, Fairbrother, Leishman, Uzakov, Cahal Clark, Joe Garraway, Beaumont, and the new recruit at Argenti Motorsport, Sophie Kinghorn, doing a great job there in 11th position. The Argentine new girl doing a sensational job, trying to knock on the door of the top 10 already. There she is, hustling in behind the 89 of Gustav Uzakov. And don't forget that Uzakov was on pole position. So already the deck is well and truly shuffled.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Gustav there at the start. He got deposed up the straight on the first lap, first tall round. And he's obviously ended up down in 9th place at the moment.
Big move from Leishman. That was a last-minute decision there to go on the inside line of Scott Lapsley, but he saw a gap big enough to put his red speed in, and he's managed to get the chassis on the inside line at the spoon. And now as they climb up the hill and then go down the drop towards Devil's Elbow, this is a great little tussle once again. As up into position, Connor Leishman has now got himself to P5. Lapsley and Cahal Clark is there on the Sodi kart. He really has become part of the French-based chassis family this season. Did a great job out in the FIA Karting European Championship this season as a novice in the FIA world, and now he is finishing his season in Britain because it's going to be a long, long time until the World Championships in Brazil in December. So he's obviously got to keep himself match fit. Where better to do that than in the Ultimate Karting Championship?
You can see there, as they come down what we call Damon Hill, the elevation change at this circuit from the dummy grid right at the bottom of the circuit as they go through across the finish line is 24 feet from the bottom of the circuit to the top of the circuit. This is the battle for 8th.
And further up, Gabe Fairbrother's just popped into 3rd place. Number 3 is now P3. There he is. He's got through into 3rd position ahead of Cruz Speakman. Then it's Leishman, Lapsley, Clark, Garraway, Uzakov, Kinghorn, Beaumont and Max Taylor. Shane Collins and Harry Pullen going well just inside the top 15 as well. Now, this is a very convincing run. Not as dominant as it might have been for Dan Ginchard, though. He's struggling at the moment to pull away. Oh, contact! That was always going to happen between Garraway and Uzakov. And Gustav Uzakov's pole position, well and truly ancient history now. Let's watch again. He's on the inside line. He's made a very late decision to go for the overtake. And the two wheels just lock there. Bang! Nothing can be done. You're always running the gauntlet on the exit of Spoon Curve here at Glan-Y-Gors, and unfortunately those two just came a cropper. Great battle further forward. Leishman in the head of the train. That was very close indeed for Lapsley. Here comes Clark ahead of Kinghorn as they close up on Speakman on the inside. Clark is going to get on the inside before they even reach the braking zone for Spoon. That is such a tough move to pull off. And Cahal Clark gets it done on Cruz Speakman. Watch for Kinghorn now. She's going to try and get the move into Damon Hill. She has to hang back. But what a move that was from Cahal Clark. You are so fast through that flat-out right sweep. It is such a difficult move to pull off. Now Kinghorn's going to get her chance, but she can't get it done there. What a move, though, from Cahal Clark. That took some bravery.
It did. Dropping down through Devil's Elbow, left-handed now down to the final turn. This is an opportunity, but only if someone gives you the opportunity. And Kinghorn here is all over the back of the karts in front. She didn't have the best starting position, Jake, but she's looking like she's moving up, and that is Aaron Mackay off in the background.
Just washes away in the final turn. So easy when you just catch the curve on the inside line. All it takes is just one little touch of paint on that. Oh, it looks like he was assisted. So that wasn't a spin on his own by the look of it. Maybe Nathan Smith, as he was getting on the inside line, maybe just gave him a little love tap.
Maybe. We couldn't see it, so we can't say for sure there was any contact, but certainly Aaron Mackay has come off worse. Again, down to the final turn. This is the battle for second. That's Ginchard. And then Fairbrother and Duncan. We've got Leishman coming next, then Cahal Clark it should be, followed by Speakman, Kinghorn, Lapsley, Beaumont, and then Collins going through the line in the 10th position, so they are the top 10. So Kinghorn now back up to 7th place, but looking for something better.
So Ginchard has pulled 2.2 seconds clear of Fairbrother and Duncan, and then that tussle for 4th position continues. Connor Leishman trying to stretch out in front of Cahal Clark, Cruz Speakman and Sophie Kinghorn, who is making a great debut for Argenti Motorsport. It's always difficult mid-season when you change teams because you're used to one environment, you're used to one comfort zone, then you have to adapt and change everything. You're meeting new people, you're working with new mechanics, and it's always difficult to get up to speed very quickly. As we go into the last lap, she's got a good chance here of a top 6 finish. She's already got Cruz Speakman, in fact, so it's going to be 2 Argenti karts in the top 6, 1 at the front, 1 in top 6. A great debut for Sophie Kinghorn, but Dan Ginchard once again in a class of his own.
Absolutely. The one thing Sophie never mentioned, she did mention when I spoke to her, was the fact that she's moved from Canon Motorsport to Argenti after Argenti sort of, if you like, made the invitation, and she's taken it up. But what she didn't say in the interview, but she did say to me, was that she was very grateful for the work that Canon Motorsport did.
Well, it's all good development for this man. He doesn't need any development. Ginchard takes the flag. Fairbrother in second from Stephen Duncan. And 4th place is going to be Connor Leishman in front of Cahal Clark and Sophie Kingman. What a top 6. Someone's not happy. Scott Lapsley gesturing as he comes across the line. But a victory for Dan Ginchard at a canter. 2.4 he stretches out over Fairbrother and Duncan. Leishman in P4 from Cahal Clark with some great overtakes. Sophie Kinghorn with great aggression and controlled style. Cruz Speakman, Henry Beaumont, Shane Collins and Scott Lapsley making it a very competitive top 10. It's going to be a gripping final whatever happens. See you after the break.
We've spoken to many youngsters this year who fully understand the power of social media, including Steve Alvarez Brown, also known as Super GT. His YouTube channel has more followers and fans than perhaps any other karter in the world. Another young driver who's also building his presence through social media with followers and fans, including British touring car stars and others from the world of motorsport, is Cuthbert. His popularity far exceeds what his followers and sponsors may expect in terms of winning races, and as such he's a shining example that personality, character and likeability are just as important.
My name is Cuthbert, I race in Junior Road Tax and my number is 41.
My name's Chris, I'm Ty's dad, mechanic, manager.
I feel like I'm better in the wet, as we've seen today with my progression from session 1 to the session 3, and now I've got the 2 heats coming up soon. Hopefully it keeps raining because I really like the rain, so yeah, it's been difficult. Social media is incredibly big. Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, they're all big sites because if I wouldn't be here, you interviewing me without all these amazing sponsors. So it's absolutely incredible how much backing, support you can get. It's normally when we get back to the hotel, we normally settle down, look at social media. We have a lot of comments saying, oh, well done Ty, good luck Ty. And it's really nice to see the support and it means a lot for me and also my dad.
I look after all of Ty's social media. It's giving the support back to all the sponsors, get their names out there at the appropriate times to support them. Yeah, so it's time consuming, but it's worth it.
It's quite incredible to see that touring car drivers will be, well, hopefully supporting me. I know one of the drivers, Michael Crease, he's been a very big supporter of mine, and credit to him for taking the time and just talking to me and my dad about karting and the next steps. Dan Ginchard, Gabe Fairbrother and Sophie Kinghorn, they're the people I kind of look up to because I know they're really quick. I try to get out behind them in practice and just see where they break. The next lap I can break later, and also their lines, because I noticed that they do quite different lines to me and I just need to try and come off track, put it in my head and then go out next time and do it again. Having a big character is what most sponsors want to see. Most sponsors, if you're at the front, they're kind of like, okay, well, podium in this race. With me, I like just putting my brand ambassador, as I am, putting their name out there, and on social media getting my name out there, and that's the key thing in motorsport.
Well, best of luck to Ty. Let's see how he gets on. And of course, fellow junior road tax racers and championship front runners Sophie Kinghorn and Daniel Ginchard of Argenti Motorsport, as we go and join your race commentators Jake Sanson and Alan Taddei.
Time for the big one, the main event, the final in Junior Road Tax. Grid positions based off the finish of the pre-final you saw in the earlier part. Ginchard and Fairbrother from Duncan and Leishman, Clark and Kinghorn in the top 6. Watch out for this midfield battle as well. It got very hectic, and Gustav Usakov, the previous pole position sitter from the pre-final, will be there on the 8th row. We'll keep an eye on this lower field battle as well. The likes of Taylor and Hughes will want to make a comeback. Ty Cuthbert in there on the 12th row with Alex Carl. So lots of drivers keen to make progress and keen to make the step forward in this one. But can Dan Ginchard keep this clean sweep going? Let's find out. Gets the perfect start as up the inside. Fairbrother is already under pressure from Stephen Duncan. They go side by side, and this is going to be a tough battle. We're on board with Cahal Clark as he makes his way forward. He's already trying to keep Cruz Speakman at bay as they go into the spoon for the first time. Kinghorn is in there behind as well. Cracking start as they go down Damon Hill and up into the hairpin. This is a good run from Fairbrother to hold on in front of Duncan. Duncan did just edge a nose in front initially, but Dan Ginchard leads the way from Fairbrother and Duncan, who has good experience of this circuit now, both those drivers. Fairbrother and Duncan in the mid-pack, we can see there the 98 of Aaron Mackay is getting himself in the mix there as well. Battling away with the number 41, Ty Cuthbert, the only rookie in this field, of course. Gabe Fairbrother charges his way forward. A great run for second, but Stephen Duncan is going to give him so much pressure.
Dan Ginchard should be number 77 with a lead of 0.777, Jake, already on just lap 1. It's like normal service has now been resumed after his earlier starting the pre-final, starting P4. He's already through to the lead, and he is again clearing off.
This is a great lap to ride on board with for Cahal Clark. He tucks his way through on the far side. One of the most picturesque circuits in British karting. You don't really get much more beautiful than this place. I know many drivers will come to races here and they will actually turn it into an extended holiday. There's so much to do in this part of the world. It's wonderful countryside. You may not get great phone signal, but you definitely do get great motorsport and a great racetrack to play on.
You never used to get a great phone signal until they put the big tower opposite the circuit.
That's a good point.
You certainly get a good phone signal now.
So Ginchard, Fairbrother, Duncan, Leishman, Clark and Speakman. That's your top 6. Sophie Kinghorn's already trying to get close to Speakman in terms of the apex turning point. So Connor Leishman, P4 at this stage. How long is it going to be before Cathal Clark makes that slingshot maneuver? He's already threatened to do it a couple of times. But Dan Ginchard is already extending that gap, just 1/10 of a second per sector at the moment, just edging out. He has no pressure on him at all. He's so comfortable in this Kart Republic chassis run by the Argenti Motorsport team. He is just waiting for that European call-up in 2022. It's going to be imminent that he goes onto the world stage. This man has been on the world stage this season, Cathal Clark, along with Nathan Ty Jr. They've been doing a lot of the development work for Sodi Kart in 2021 in Europe in their junior program. And now they are a force to be reckoned with. They started in the midfield in Europe. They're not really sure how quick they were going to get on. And by the end of the season, they were absolutely rapid and they were running in the top 5 in most sessions. So their program is now extending to the British racing scene, and they are doing a great job. Cathal Clark has his first big look there on the inside of Connor Leishman, and he had to be very careful. He had to bail out of the move as they came through.
Gustav Zusakov's made the move in the final turn, Jake. Nice clean move in the final turn by Gustavs. He's up to, what's that, P11 now.
Oh, a big lunge there from Kinghorn. She has her first go at the 69 Cruise Speakman, and a few karts back, Lucas Jex is up into 9th place. He was way outside the top 10 in the previous race, so he has made a magnificent charge through the field. So difficult to overtake at Glan-Y-Gors, so he's made a massive impact on this race now. Ginchard, Fairbrother, Duncan in 3rd place. Then we've got Leishman ahead of Cathal Clark. And then this trio, Speakman, Kinghorn, Lapsley. Lapsley had a go at Kinghorn there, but she was not prepared to concede the position there. Great to see Sophie Kinghorn join this now long list of British kart racers that are really starting to show what women can do on the national scene. Here comes the move from Cathal Clark. He gets through bold as brass on the inside in the spoon curve. He really has perfected that overtaking move at the top of the hill. They now drop down through the left-hander, double apex left there at Damon Hill. Then they come up through the compression complex once again and down towards Devil's Elbow. It's not here. They go through the left. Now they drop down. It's just a sudden plummet through Devil's Elbow. You've got to control the balance of the kart through there. Kinghorn's lined it up perfectly into the final turn. She gets the move on Speakman, and now Lapsley had to hesitate there on the throttle. He could have got through as well, but because of the momentum change in that final turn, he's now got to back up and try another go at it into the hairpin. Another try from Speakman. No chance. Sophie Kinghorn's got that nailed. Well done.
Fantastic move by Sophie. And she is up another place, so through to 6th place now. Can she finish on the podium? I think she's too far behind the podium runners here to get a podium this time. 4th last time, of course. She has had a podium this season, so we know she's that good. And she will want to impress. I'm sure she is impressing. And it must be a nice phone call to take from Ron Meadows. Hi, it's Ron Meadows here from the sporting director from Mercedes F1. I just wondered if you'd like to come and have a test with us at this weekend at Wilton Mill. George Russell's coming. Thought you might want to come along.
Yeah. Do fish swim in water is probably akin to the question. Up the inside from Lapsley. Oh, he's getting stuck in a little bit too aggressive in the end. It got shut down on him halfway through the apex. He couldn't really bail out of it in time. Let's look at this again. Lapsley's gone for a very late move here on Speakman. Speakman's on his normal racing line and whoop, up over the top of the right rear. Speakman's hand in the air. What are you playing at? I've got my normal racing line here. Why are you trying to come up the inside? He had a look at it and it just wasn't quite enough room to make it stick. Here's Uzakov on the inside in the final turn, and Pullen making a move on the inside as well. So some good places made up there, but certainly a great comeback from Uzakov. Don't forget, he started the pre-final from pole position, if you remember, not too long ago either. So now he is trying to work his way back through this traffic. He's managed to get past Speakman. He's got Lucas Jex on his tail. Then Pullen, Beaumont, Collins, Rhys Bailey, and Max Taylor from Dylan Mackay and Sam Ardolino. Another driver who's made good progress, actually, Ardolino. He was right up at the back end of the field in the start of the pre-final. Oh, that got very close for comfort as Angus Scrivener tries to deal with Joe Garraway. What a squabble this is from the drivers further back. It's not just the leaders. Alex Carl is having a great wheel-to-wheel tussle there. It gets a little bit too close for comfort as Rhys Duthie is the one that gets spat out as he locks wheels with Alex Duncan. That's unfortunate.
Well, good action in the midfield, but unfortunately it's all gone pear-shaped for at least one or two of the drivers there. This is the battle for ninth. More overtakes.
Yeah, that's Gustav Isakov picking up another place there on the inside. Yellow flags down the hill, and that's because, of course, we've had one or two incidents to look over. So there is the 72 in the middle of the mix there. That's Harry Pullen trying to get his opportunistic moment on Cruz Speakman. Can he lunge up the inside?
Well, I was just about to say, Jake, there's a cart off in the background. It's to 102.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Shane Collins, he looks pretty distraught. That's a very nasty place to go off the road as well. As we continue on further into the race, great battle going on here for 10th position as Beaumont, lines up Speakman but actually hits him. I don't think he was prepared for Speakman to get on the brakes there. That is almost certainly going to cost him a front fairing penalty, because it looks to me as though the front fairing came off the bracket slightly. That's all it takes. A 5-second penalty almost certain for Beaumont. Nothing he could do about it. Look, he comes into the right-hander. Speakman's braked. He hasn't really reacted in time, and you can see the rubber now tainting the front fairing, but it's loosened it out of position as well. Here comes Sophie Kinghorn. She slingshots on the inside of Cathal Clark through Spoon Curve. That was a lovely overtake, but I've got a feeling that Cathal Clark is going to be retaliating before too long. He's still got good pace himself there on the approach. So Dan Ginchard sweeps into the last lap. I tell you what, this battle for fourth position is not over yet. Cathal Clark is right in behind Sophie Kinghorn as we go into the last lap, and he might have the chance to pull the same move on Kinghorn that she pulled on him a couple of laps ago, and she knows it. She's looking over her shoulder. Clark is coming in hot, up to the inside line. Can he get the move? No, Sophie Kinghorn protects valiantly. So easy to lose a place there, but she is not going to concede anything she doesn't have to on this last lap. Clark will still find another opportunity, but this is no ordinary race win for Dan Ginchard. It's going to be his fourth final after his fourth pre-final. He cannot be caught in the Ultimate Karting Championship in Junior Road Tax. He has just become Ultimate Karting Champion in Junior Road Tax. He cannot be overtaken now in the standings. Once drop scores come into effect, he will have the maximum score of 264 points at the end of the season. No one can catch him now. Fairbrother will be there in second in this race from Duncan Kinghorn and Clark. Looks like Cruz Speakman has lost out on the last lap. He was fighting for the top 10 and has drifted down to 20th. What a shame for him. But there is the unbeaten man of the season, Dan Ginchard. He cannot be caught in 2021. He is the Ultimate Karting Junior Road Tax champion in all but official confirmation. Gabe Fairbrother and Stephen Duncan on the podium. Sophie Kinghorn in a brilliant fourth place, ahead of Cathal Clark and Connor Leishman. Usakov recovering to 7th, ahead of Jex.
Well, tomorrow's headlines will read, just how good is Daniel Ginchard? And the answer is very, very good. Another win from him. He's won every pre-final and final up to this point. He's got to be ecstatic. Let's go and join him at the podium.
Dan, I'm not sure how much of a student of karting you are, but Paul de Resta back in the day when he was in national championships, British championships, way back when, won every single final during the season, apart from the end of the season when I think he finished second at the final round. Can you go one better? Because you haven't lost yet this season. There's only a couple of rounds to go.
Well, the whole goal is to win everything I can this year, and hopefully I'll just carry it through, winning every pre-final, final. I've done it so far, so I don't see why I can't do it again.
Okay, tell us who you want to thank.
I want to thank Argenti Motorsport, Kart Republic, Ogden Engines, Danny Sweeney, Curtis Gregory, my whole family, all my sponsors, and Puma Motorsport. Brilliant as always, well done. Thank you.
Post-race front fairings for Lapsley and Beaumont will affect their point score, but look at that, Dan Ginchard, he currently has 132 on drop scores, but by the end of the season, that tally will guarantee go to 264, and that is the maximum you can score. He will not be caught. The battle now goes for second place. Gabe Fairbrother trying to fend off from a whole host of talent. Duncan, Kinghorn, Mackay and Usakov.
Join us after the break when it's the turn of Senior Road Tax, where Steve Alvarez Brown, aka Super GT, has switched classes this weekend. Welcome back to GYG in North Wales, where the seniors are out on track for the first time in the form of the Senior Road Tax class. At round 3, it was Road Tax stalwart Kai Hunter who took the win. And I had a chat with him earlier to ask him about the Road Tax classes and why they're so good for anyone starting out and experienced drivers alike. And I asked him what we could expect when we head to Warden Law, the circuit owned by his family, for the final round of the UKC season.
My name is Kai Hunter, number 95, racing in senior road tax. Today's been a bit steady with different tyre choices, but when we've all went near enough new tyre or good tyre, we've all been within half a tenth, so I think it's going to be close. Yeah, round 3 was great. We got the win there, and then this is a different track, so you can't really take anything from the last one. So you got to start again and then build up from that. The road tax classes for me is probably the best. Obviously, there's different classes in the UK, but for me, for now, it's all I race and all I've known. So I'm probably just going to stick by that. The final round will be at Warden Law, so hopefully after all the whole year, points are tight, so there's going to be some good battles. 2 years ago, since my parents bought Warden Law, and we've put money and effort into it, and hopefully it's going to be one of the best tracks in the country.
Well, best of luck to Kai. Let's see how he does when we head on out to the start line and join your race commentators, Jake Sanson and Alan Tadei.
The Dalry Diamond is back in pole position. Lewis Gilbert alongside Australia's Sean Butcher. Then Kai Hunter and Louis Harvey from Tristan Rennie and Alex Eads. Oliver Meadows and Machi Himera. Oscar Houle and Jack Lilly. Great battles outside the top 10 as well. Watch out for Super GT. Steve Brown is P14 for this one in the Dan Holland Racing awning, but racing under the Quadrant Racing colours. It will be an interesting one as they battle away. Great start from Lewis Gilbert. No problems at all as Ollie Meadows goes into turn 1 and sets off on the attack of Tristan Rennie as they go up to the spoon curve once again. And on the inside line, that's a good move from Louis Harvey, I think. No, that's Louis Harvey losing the place, in fact, to the 95, Kai Hunter. So Hunter goes through into third position, charging away with the 27 of Sean Butcher, who goes after Lewis Gilbert. They come out of Damon Hill up to the compression complex, and already it's a cracking start. We're on board as we watch Steve Brown from Oliver Meadows' camera. And Steve Brown obviously getting himself into the middle of the mix and already up to speed in senior Rotax very quickly, made the switch from X30. And he's already getting himself up towards the sharp end of the dais. It's obviously suiting him a lot better than Miami Racing did. Through to turn 1. Is that a spot of rain or is that just a spot of moisture from the karts? Certainly don't need rain at this point because they're obviously all on slick tyres and it's all dry, but this is Glan-Y-Gors. You never know when rain is coming around this place. It can happen in a heartbeat.
Yeah, can have a bit of a microclimate here at Glan-Y-Gors, but the forecast is for dry conditions this weekend. We've been pretty lucky, I think. It was very, very wet during the practice day on Friday, a little bit on Saturday, but okay today.
So good to see that the battle is joined at the front, and it's the 3 fastest, arguably, drivers in this category in the first 3 places. Lewis Gilbert, Sean Butcher, Kai Hunter. Very exciting battle with these 3 as they continue to squabble away. And in 4th place, Louis Harvey in front of Machi Himera, who's dovetailing his karting as a journalist. He's also writing articles on his favourite form of touring cars, which is the supercars out in Australia. He should have some conversations with Sean Butcher. I guess he can have some decent insight from him as they run through up to the compression complex once again. Gilbert, Butcher, Hunter, Harvey, Himera. As they come down towards Devil's Elbow, they go through the S's first and then they drop down. So this is going to be an interesting one for Butcher to hang on to in 2nd position. Gilbert's already banged in a fastest lap. There goes Hunter in the final bend into 2nd position. So Kai Hunter takes the place. Butcher, Harvey, Himera and Alex Eads all tighten up as they go up the hill. This is going to be an interesting one for Butcher and Harvey to try and fight back on Kai Hunter. This is such a tough rivalry with these drivers up at the front end of the field in senior Rotax. You've got so much talent and it comes from all 4 corners of Great Britain. They push so hard week in, week out. Wonderful to watch. Butcher, Harvey and Himera trying to stay with Kai Hunter, but he's opening up the taps. He's, as Cole Trickle would have said in Days of Thunder, he's dropping the hammer.
You like those quotes, don't you, Jake?
Always and forever.
1.09 was the gap last time. Let's see what it is this time. Let's have a quick look at Chas Hyton's details there in 9th place. The gap is actually grown, Jake. It's grown slightly as they go through the line. The timing on your screen might be slightly different from the timing that we have access to.
Meadows having a look at Super GT up the top of Spoon. He's going to commit on the inside. Thank you very much, mate. That'll do nicely as Ollie Meadows gets past Super GT and then gives the push signal on the man in front. Oh, that's Lewis Jones. So Jones has gone off at Spoon. Now, whether he did that on his own or not, we don't know, but that is a very scary part of the circuit to go on. If he's just got one wheel on the grass, that can be a nasty moment.
Lewis Gilbert with the fastest lap was 1.1. Kai Hunter a tenth quicker, I think, on that lap. Certainly closed it by a tenth, but there's not much in it. Lewis Gilbert doing well to stay well out front and maintain the gap without anybody to chase.
Butcher just adjusting the temperature of the radiator as he goes along. They have a cover that they can adjust. They can raise it, lower it as they go in the kart, and they will know what the engine is doing in terms of temperature, what the radiator is doing in terms of temperature, because they'll have a readout on their dial. They have all sorts of things that they can monitor and adjust through the course of the race. It wasn't like that in your day. If it was getting a bit hot, you just felt that it was getting a little bit loose.
No, it was just coming in my day, actually. It just came in, and of course, you know what I'm like, Jake, for gadgets. I love a gadget, and as soon as it came out, I bought one. If you're new to karting, if you follow Formula One, you see all the information on the steering wheel. It's not quite that much information, but it's not far away, to be honest. It's not far away.
And it's great training for when you get to that stage of your career. On the inside, lovely bid from Les Taylor. John Knox has no response. You've got to bail out once the driver is already that far alongside you in Spoon Curve. So he has to concede. That's going to be a very interesting retaliation bid if he can get back on terms with Les Taylor. They work their way through the compression complex. A trio of right-hand apexes. Then you drop into the left, then up towards Devil's Elbow. That drop is such a chasm when you're behind the wheel. Through the left, flick of curb, into the final bend. You just want to kiss the inside apex as you go through turn one. A little bit more curve through two as we chase after Oscar Hull up the straight. Ollie Meadows hoping to get the draft in behind to close up. He's not quite close enough to make an impression on the man in front, Oscar Hull. But Taylor is still a few kart lengths further in front as they go down the hill. Hunter closing on Gilbert through the compression complex. He's got a stick like glue to Gilbert. He will try a move into the final turn here. He knows this might be a best opportunity he's going to get. Gilbert, though, is attacking those curbs through Devil's Elbow. He's not going to give him the chance to get close enough into that final turn. He knows he's going to have the draft and the toe up the hill. He can just place the kart on the inside line through Spoon and shut the overtaking move before it even happens. Watch.
He's already had a look, of course, down the straight. So, well, he is defending there, no doubt. So he's defending now into the Spoon, and that is the one place. It's the best overtaking opportunity, but only if the driver in front gives you the opportunity. Otherwise, you've got to go outside, come inside on the exit, and the problem is then the next turn is a left-hander going down the hill. You're then on the outside, as we saw earlier with Gustav Usakovs. Although he was side by side, wheel to wheel, he didn't give the driver the inside line any room, and they both collided, they both went off, and they both come off badly in that one, and that was when Gustavs, of course, was starting on pole for that pre-final.
This is the fastest, toughest, most ruthless game of chess you could ever hope to watch here at Glan-Y-Gors Park. This is like trying to make sure the bishop is protected by the queen. You've got to be so calculated as to where you place the kart. Look, here we go again. Gilbert just holding the inside line. There's no chance for a cheap overtake from Kai Hunter. He is not getting any freebies in this one.
Yeah, it's definitely an inside line job now for Lewis Gilbert. He's not giving it. You can see again there, left-handed into the first part of Devil's Elbow. It drops away there now. So you can see as it drops away, that's where to apply the throttle coming out of Devil's Elbow, because it gives you a little bit of more impetus.
Now Hunter read the situation there. He knew Gilbert would protect the final turn, so now he's got to go for the slingshot. Gilbert's got to be married to the inside line here. A switch up the inside from Hunter.
Contact.
Gilbert loses the back end, but manages to get the kart stopped.
Contact. Kai Hunter into the back of him there, and that looks like a front nose fairing penalty to me, Jake. That nose fairing is definitely close to the ground. Is that a penalty for Kai Hunter?
That's going to be so close. I would not want to
Here
be
he comes.
up the inside. He dives through. Gilbert gets passed by Kai Hunter. So there's not a lot there, but Kai Hunter may well, as you say, have the loose front fairing. So all that he can do now is try and pull away to the tune of 5 seconds plus, but we're into the last lap. Surely that's not going to be enough time.
That fairing looks like it's dragging on the tarmac, Jake.
No.
Definitely looks like a penalty to me.
It does. It's just so close to the ground. What a shame. And that means that Lewis Gilbert can hang this out in front of Sean Butcher. He doesn't have to worry about Kai Hunter. He may not even realise, of course, that his front fairing is loose. He will have felt the contact. He may hope that there's an issue for Kai Hunter in front, but he can't know for sure. So he's just got to try and consolidate second place without losing too many places to Butcher, Harvey and Hemera. But I have a feeling that Kai Hunter, even if he crosses the line first, if that front fairing is loose, it's going to cost him big style. He'll cross the line in first position and he's happy with the result. But will he be able to keep it? That's going to be the key factor.
He won't know yet, but of course, with the karts getting closer to him, if the penalty is a penalty of 5 seconds, it will drop him way down the field.
He's going to drop to 8th position if there is going to be a front fairing. We will find out for sure, but what a battle between Hunter, Gilbert, Butcher, Harvey and Hemera. So tight. 8 karts covered by 2.5 seconds, just as much, just about over the line. And I'm afraid to say that yes, Kai Hunter has been given a front fairing penalty. What a shame. So Lewis Gilbert will claim the win in front of Sean Butcher, Louis Harvey, Machi Hemera, Alex Eads, Tristan Rennie and Jack Lilly. Such a shame for Kai Hunter. Drops to 8th place. Les Taylor and Oscar Houle, their battle was pretty mighty too, and they are rewarded, the teammates, by finishing in the top 10.
Any of the 5 could win, so I was just glad to get the win at the end.
Yeah, and a fantastic win for you here. Next round then is at Shennington, round 5. Are we going to see you at that one?
Yes, I'll be there at the next round, so hopefully it's the same here.
Yeah, exactly. What are your thoughts going into that one? What do you think you got to do between now and then? Anything at all? You obviously won, but was it plain sailing all weekend?
No, it was quite hard, just trying to get the setup right for the kart and the track, and once we got that, it was quite easy, but Shennington's another track to try and sort out and see if we get the pace.
All right, well, best of luck there. You're going there with the target on your back. Can you handle the pressure?
I hope so. I'll do my best.
See you there. Thanks, Lewis.
Thank you.
He never does anything less than his best as Lewis Gilbert, but he's still just 4 behind Sean Butcher in the title fight. Kai Hunter is catching them rapidly. And what about that scrap for P4? Holbrook, Harvey, Rennie, Turner and Eads. Just a handful of points between them. It could still go anybody's way. With Machi Hemera scoring well, he could end up in the top 6 by the end of this very competitive season.
Well, that's it for our first instalment of action from North Wales. Join us next time when the IAME classes and the Honda Cadets will be going wheel to wheel in the Ultimate Karting Championship. See ya.